Yes, sir. Gabby, get 'em.
Hey guys, so I know I just did the newbie tag, and I don't know if there's like a set amount of time they were supposed to do between newbie tag 1 and newbie tag 2, but I'm doing newbie tag 2.0 today. Hey guys, so it's Chelsea from the Smart Cookie Files. Okay, the first question is, what genres would you like to see talked about more on BookTube? I noticed that there's a lot of young adult fans on BookTube, which is awesome. But there's mostly young adult fantasy and sci-fi talked about on BookTube, but I haven't seen a lot of young adult romance, and I'd like to see that talked about more. As somebody who not only loves to read young adult romance, but also loves to write it. What will you or do you enjoy most about making BookTube videos? I love that I get to talk about the books that I love or I liked, as well as the books that I didn't like, and also talk about different types of habits I have as a reader, and have a community where I'm supported, and as well as that I can also branch out and talk about some of the writing that I do as well. So I very much enjoy that there is a community for this type of subject on YouTube now. What will or do you least look forward to about making these videos? And that would be that I have to schedule them around my family's schedule, because as I said, this room doesn't always isn't always open for people to use all the time, and so I have to work on, especially when it's good lighting out as well, because it's an outdoor room. What videos, other than tags, TBRs, wrap-ups, reviews, and recommendations, would you want to see more of? I also like to watch, I found out now that there's also an AuthorTube community, and that's something I'd be interested in, because that's where writers and authors get to talk about, like, their plot building, character building, world building type of stuff, as well as, like, about their specific writing experiences, like how they write, how often they write, stuff like that. And that's something that I'll also be doing. I'll be probably doing an AuthorTube Newbie Tag as well shortly. What are some themes you would like to see less of or more of in books? And I personally try to make romance, young adult romance, appealing to guy readers, because I know a lot of guys, especially while I was in high school, and that is when I published my first 2 novels. I got a lot of like negative feedback about being a romance writer. Like, they just thought, "Oh, that's girly stuff. That's all I always got." And that's not girly stuff, because it's important that both genders are represented, like, in a accurate way. And so if guys read it, they could tell us if we're getting it right as women writers, as well as that, women make sure that the women are represented in a proper way. Whereas there's there's different types of, like, women. Like, what are some of your BookTube goals? That would be, definitely to make sure I have at least one video up every other week, and in terms of like a BookTube tag video, but then as well as I'm going to try to do a lot more video reviews for my book and music publicity site, the Smart Cookie Files. So, because it seems to be something that is catered as to BookTube, as well as that, what advice would you give to a BookTuber that just started their channel? I would say, post your newbie tag like as soon as you're going to start your channel, and then this way the BookTube community will basically welcome you with open arms, and you'll be more likely to find out other BookTubers that are out here, as well as then reach out and find other BookTube channels by searching Booktube Newbie Tag and watching some of the other people that maybe didn't comment on your particular tag. And then this way you open yourself up to a plethora of people, of different ages and genders, and that's important. Because you don't want to just limit yourself to the people that comment on your video. But then again, I just started my channel, so this advice is a little premature. What qualities or traits do you look for when it comes to watching other BookTubers? One thing I would like is videos that are kind of simplistic. They're not too overly edited, as well as, even though I understand why people edit their videos, because you don't always say the right thing right away. So that's totally fine. But I'm saying overly edited, there's too much, that they put too much text or too many effects, or I'm not against music, so I'm not going to say music, but basically, and also that the person behind the video is talking passionately or genuinely about whatever they're talking about regarding, BookTube topics. If it's a newbie tag, you can see that they're new, and they're welcome to any advice or friends that, if they're talking about a book, they talk about different aspects of the book in terms of if they're doing a review. They talk about the characters, they talk about the plot, they talk about their favorite scene or part of the actual book. Okay, for this question, it's what's a fun fact about your hobby besides reading and writing that people on BookTube might not know you have? And that is that actually I'm a street skateboard enthusiast, and I have been since I was about 12 years old. I only watch street skateboarding on TV, and I've been to contests, as well as I know a lot of the pro skaters. I'm not saying that to brag. I just am such a fan of street skateboarding. Well, any skateboarding really, but especially street skateboarding. And that's another thing that I try to incorporate in my personal writing, is that there's always a character that skates, because I feel like skateboarding still has a little bit of a stigma with it. I'm glad to see that it's going to be in the 2020 Olympics, but I still feel like they are kind of the underdogs of society, and I try to represent them. Okay, the last one is BookTube Tag. Well, Georgina Reeds is the reason why I decided to do this, so I can't tag her, even though she's one of my favorite BookTubers right now. Getting Higgy with it, I guess. Then also Happily Ever Ash. But this tag was originally created by Michael. I'll link his channel in the description. So, thank you for watching, and until next time, feel free to express it yourself. Bye!